Why does it seem like Uber's take continues to go up and up and up and up? Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. Today we're going to be talking about Uber's take. We're going to talk about a few different things when calculating the take and why prices are going higher and higher for riders, yet drivers don't seem to be making much more. Now we've been seeing a lot of that the last few months. All right, the first thing that we need to do is understand upfront pricing. And the first thing that you need to realize is what the passenger pays and what the driver makes are no longer coupled. Back in the day, it used to be what was termed the 80-20 split. Out of whatever the passenger paid, 80% was based to the driver and 20% was based to Uber. Then they changed it to the 75-25 split. And then after that is when they decoupled this and created this upfront pricing. Also, when it comes to upfront pricing, what the passenger is shown when they're calculated this upfront pricing isn't the route that you're probably going to be taking. It's going to be actually the longest, slowest route. But the driver is going to get the quickest and fastest route, which is what you're typically going to expect to see as well when it comes to being a rider. So they're getting you there a little bit when it comes to how they're calculating this upfront pricing. And then that means they're able to pocket the difference on what the driver actually took based on time and mileage versus what they quoted you, which is the longest, slowest route. This is the first reason why Uber's take seems like it's so much more. Instead of being 20 or 25% when it came to it, it's looking more like 40, 50, sometimes 60%. Next, let's talk about flat rate surge. Before flat rate surge came around, it was the multiplier, and that essentially just multiplied whatever you would have made by an X amount rate. So if it was 2.5 times, you would make 2.5 times on that fare. But that all changed with the creation of this flat rate surge. So no matter how short or long the trip was, you were going to get the same amount no matter what. Now, if it is longer, they do calculate it, but nobody knows how that really is calculated yet. It's still very unfamiliar and not transparent in any way. So now let's talk about calculating the take rate and how you can go about finding that, because, well, it's not as simple as it used to be when it was the 80-20 or 75-25. No. Now it's much, much different. So right now, each month, you should be receiving a tax summary of what you earned. It's going to show you your net income, what it was that you made, your gross income, and the expenses, which include Uber's fees. And you're going to get the same thing at the end of the year that's going to show you your totals for the entire year. So here's an example right here to show you what it's going to look like. And you can see when it comes to your gross payment, you have $12,317.35. And then your expenses, your fees and tax is $3,987. And then it shows the net payout of $8,330.35. This example for April 2021, you can find out the take rate by simply taking the expenses, fees, and tax, dividing that number by the gross payment. So it would look something like this, where it would be $3,987 divided by $12,317.35, and you're going to get the 0.323 or 32.3%. It's a little bit more than the 80-20 or even 75-25 that they had prior. Now remember, this is not ride per ride. This is based over the entire month of your earnings. So some rides the take might be higher, some rides the take might be much lower. And if you want to calculate what that is on a per ride basis, all you got to do is see what Uber was paid and then divide that by what the passenger paid. So let's say a passenger paid $20 for a ride. Uber's take was, let's say, $8. That would be 40%. And you would just do 8 divided by 20, and that gives you that 40%. And the biggest thing to remember is this is going to vary from ride to ride, market to market, and it's going to also depend on how long the ride was and how far you were from the pickup. Another thing to take note is that sometimes it could have different fees in place depending on where the ride is originating or where the ride is ending, mostly like airport rides or airport runs or within the city itself. So let's answer the last question, and this is, has Uber's take rate gotten any worse over the years? And that's something that you could answer by looking at all of your yearly returns and seeing exactly what the percentage is. And again, this is going to be based on the year, not ride per ride. But you could take the month to month if you wanted to break it down even further and see exactly what Uber was taking over what you are making when compared to what the passenger was paying. Now, 2021 could be a very interesting year for many drivers who are out on the road right now because a lot of the rides do have surge. But the thing is, like I said, they're getting flat rate surge. Customers are charged multiplier surge, which means they could actually be taking a higher take on a majority of rides, especially those that are longer. And this is where you're going to see when Uber's take could be 60% or even maybe higher. And if you'd like to share your data with us, well, comment below, let us know what your percentages were over the last couple of years, over the last few months, whatever it might be that you calculated. Let us know and let us see what you're doing. Better yet, let's see what Uber's taken. Now, if you think that Uber's take should be capped back to the 80-20 or even 75-25 split, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time new videos are uploaded. All right, everyone, drive safe.